Mr Speaker. When the MYEFO was released in December last year, few, if any, among us could have predicted the economic, environmental and health impacts of 2020. Bushfires, drought, COVID-19 and a recession have all contributed to the $213 billion budget deficit announced last night. A figure so large that it seems beyond comprehension, but I do not want to focus on the billions. I want to focus on the approximately 13,000 small businesses in my electorate. Hospitality, tourism, agriculture and retail all feature prominently in my electorate and all have taken a hit because of the events of this year. But I have reason to hope. Last week I spent time at Melba's chocolate factory in Woodside, an area impacted by the Adelaide Hills bushfires. In fact, the fire went right up to the back of the factory. And I spoke with Tom, the owner, and he explained to me how his business has taken advantage of the instant asset write-off scheme to purchase new equipment, and they were able to retain valued and skilled staff members through the JobKeeper program. My statement should not be viewed as unequivocal support for the JobKeeper program. I appreciate the scheme was, and it still is, not without its flaws, but acknowledge that the JobKeeper helped, and JobKeeper still helps, many small businesses and their employees to see their way through the uncertainty of the stages of this pandemic. And it is my hope that JobMaker hiring credit scheme will in turn incentivise those businesses to take on new staff. The credit scheme will give $200 a week to employers who hire job seeker recipients aged 16 to 30 and $100 a week for any worker aged 30 to 35, provided they can offer 20 hours of work each week. This is the kind of youth unemployment program that our country needs. Many parts of Australia have stubbornly high youth unemployment, and that was pre-COVID. I would say to government, though, that a similar credit scheme for older Australians aged over 50 who are struggling to find employment would be equally welcome. And while I support the continuation of JobKeeper and the introduction of the hiring credit scheme, I believe the government has missed an opportunity to harness one of my electorate's most valued resources, and that is volunteering. Volunteering. Australia estimates that the annual contribution of volunteering to our national economic and social well-being is $290 billion, and that is a conservative estimate and a figure that was determined many years ago. I was therefore disappointed by the lack of funding. $10 million is what Volunteering Australia was seeking to develop a national youth volunteering initiative, and we need to get the young people out volunteering. Across my community, at any event where there's volunteering, it's predominantly older people, and at a time when paid jobs are scarce, this initiative could mitigate against poor mental health outcomes for young unemployed people and support pathways to paid employment while also supporting their own communities. But those who have already left the workforce or are unable to participate by reason of disability or impairment are not immune from the combined impacts of the pandemic and recession, and I welcome the 2 cash payments of $250 coming before Christmas and then in March this year, and that will also go to anyone who's receiving family tax payments as well. This is really welcome for families. Throughout 2020, we have seen a paired economic and health response, and I'm pleased to see a 1-year extension for the public adult health dental program, but I still encourage government to consider some dental vouchers for older pensioners. We have this for people who have family tax, who have young children. I think we need to do this for our older citizens as well. I'm pleased to see the expansion of Medicare to cover psychology visits up from 10 sessions to 20 sessions, and a continuation of telehealth services and the allocation of 23,000 home care packages over 4 years. We all know this is welcome, but we also know that there's a wait list of over 100,000 older Australians who are needing assistance. Mr Speaker, it has been a very difficult time, I think, in every person's electorate in this place. In my electorate in the last year, we've had fires, we've had COVID, and in many parts of my electorate we are also drought declared. And I think the budget will hopefully be a chance for our nation to rebuild again. We have much work to do collectively in this place and outside in our community, and I look forward to those days ahead. Thank you.